Good morning. It is still morning. Good morning, ladies. Oh my gosh. Oh, my dog is going crazy. This stick is going crazy. Oh, I might have switched you guys off. Did I switch you guys off? No, I didn't. Oh, there he goes. Oh, and I forgot my gloves. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. I'm having a lot of difficulties already first thing in the morning. Just a minute, Odie. Got the gloves. Got the gloves. Okay. Oh. Wait myself. That's really good. Okay, well, I think I gave myself it's a bad start. Very bad start to this morning. Odin, come on. It's just the snowplow. Just the snow. Oh no, it's the propane guy. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. It's really been a bad start. Come on, let's go. We're going into the forest. Let's go into the forest. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. Gotta distract him. I've got to tell you, this morning doesn't look good. I have already had, honestly, first of all, let me just start from the very beginning. Not only is everything going wrong this morning, it's one of those days, you know, where you feel it in the air. It didn't start out that way. I mean, I do have to tell you, and it's funny because I'm going to talk about something that's annoying. First of all, the mic. Let's address the mic right away. Not sure how I feel about the sound of it. I'm trying to talk quieter because in the last one, it's very crackly or something. There's a texture to it that I'm not sure I like. I kind of think that maybe the microphone on the iPhone is better, believe it or not. Secondly, this morning I woke up. It started to look like a beautiful morning. Like, look at how gorgeous it is. I mean, it is just amazing. Yes, I know, I hear you. No, come on. Come on. We're going. Losing his mind. And, sorry, where was I? In the forest, trying to keep my dog away from the propane guy. And this morning when I woke up, I looked outside and it looked like it was going to be a beautiful morning. And we have been threatened by, yet again, another body that likes to scare us, which is the Weather Network. The Weather Network has told us that we're going to get up to 60 centimeters of snow. So I was so excited when I saw this. When I saw this beautiful weather, I thought, ha, rumors. That's what they are, rumors. But then I looked at the, oh boy, how beautiful. I looked at the thermometer and it was minus 30 and my heart sank and I thought, oh, then I can't go with the dog. And I went outside, I fed the girls, and I swear to God, I think I burned my knees. Because I generally, I appreciate when you guys come along for the ride, but it takes me twice as long to feed the girls when I have to use one hand. When I have both my hands available to me, it's a lot easier for me to get crap done. Obviously, that's like logic. Not that logic is common these days, but still, that is logic itself. So I generally do it all by myself because, especially when it's minus 30 degrees, it's really nice to hustle and get your ass in gear. And the dog was not having it. He literally went pee and ran back inside the house. So inside he's hot because we got the fire stoked. My husband does a really good job of keeping the house warm. In fact, this morning I found him on the couch. When I wake up at 6:15, he was already on the couch because he was minding the fire. I'm like, what are you doing on the couch? And he was there, the poor guy, since 4 o'clock in the morning. So that doesn't set a really good tone for him, right? Like he's already a little bit unhappy because, sorry, I've got to zip up my boots. I'm telling you, I've had so many bad things happen to me already. This bad, maybe not the word bad, but just so, like I whacked myself in the face with the phone. I hope I didn't crack feels like I did. I feel like I cracked my lip inside. But anyway, and so I decided against going out because, the dog has really gotten used to coming out with me and going for a walk, and I feel that it's such a nice thing for us to do, the two of us. So it's kind of like mine and the dog's date. Me and my husband spend all of our time together, so me and the dog just go up for a walk, and my husband chills at home, which is really nice because he's really worked all of his life really, really hard, and it's really nice to see that he's able to sort of relax now. So here I am. It's like, I think it's around 10:30 in the morning, and I'm finally out. And because it's like now, I think the last time I looked at the thermometer, it was like 24 below 0 Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Because if you look at the Fahrenheit, I think it's only minus 20. Anyways, I'll put it up and that way you guys can see it. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm dressed for appropriate times. And the time that I needed to dress for is minus 24 or 5, whatever it was. And so it's appropriate that it was such an annoying day today because, well, I'll tell you what, last night, after doing, some computer work, as I do every night because I've been trying to get on this kick of learning more about how to do this, how to do that, how to operate these mics. I mean, oh my God, you should see me sometimes. It's pathetic. The word is probably pathetic. And basically, I was on the computer and I asked my husband if he wanted to watch what was, sort of the latest things that have come up information-wise, what's going on in the world, because we generally don't, we only seek out information. We don't turn on the evening news. I think I've mentioned this before. And we decided to watch some YouTube. I'm a supporter of YouTube, I guess. And I immediately got really annoyed. I got really annoyed because I was insulted. To be quite frank, I'm insulted. And I was insulted because I'm not sure if I should tell you. I guess I should tell you right away off the bat that I got annoyed because holy, even my fingers inside my gloves is cold still. See, I still was not fully appropriate. See, the thing with nature, I'll tell you the thing with nature. The thing with nature is nature has this very pristine, precise ability to teach you what's appropriate and what is not appropriate. Like in my case, it still probably is not appropriate to come out even though I have 4 layers of sweaters and I have leather gloves, and inside them there's like stuffing, like if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like this like stuffing. And yet my fingers, nature is letting me know that, yeah, you know, you still have not done an appropriate job of dressing yourself appropriately. And so yesterday I got annoyed at what I was watching, and it was about Mr. Musk and Mr. Trump, and they really annoyed me. So yesterday we had, it's always in this spot that there's really weird noises. And I said to my husband, I switched off what I was watching, what we were watching, abruptly. And I asked my husband, listen, it's a beautiful, beautiful full moon. Why don't we get dressed and go outside? And we went outside and we made it to the end of the road, because the way that my property is, we made it to the end of the road, and I saw immediately that we inappropriately got our dog dressed, or he was not appropriate for we didn't realize how cold it was. So we got dressed, like, I would say fairly appropriately, but my dog was not appropriately prepared for the weather. So he started doing his little dance, and I really thought I saw him limping. So I said to my husband, you know what, we got to turn around. Listen, it was the most, oh my God, it was like magic. It was like this, except I think I've said this before, but it was like a gray version of this. And so it was just the most amazing, beautiful thing. But we turned around because we saw that the dog, it was not right to do that, right? Like, nature lets you know. And when it comes to humans, the crazy thing that really frustrated me yesterday about us, the human condition, is that we can be bent, we can be twisted in completely, what would be the word? In completely unnatural, unbeneficial, like we can be contorted into the most demented shapes, and somehow we don't notice. Once we are in that bent shape or in that deformed form, we somehow don't notice. So I'll tell you what really annoyed me. I can't go any further here. We got to have a shorter walk because well, not only are my fingers freezing, because they're freezing, I don't want my dog to start getting too far away from home, so that if he starts feeling like things are burning, we can get home quickly. So I wanted to talk to you about how fashion and respect and kind of a correlation to where we are in today's society is happening. And anyone who has studied fashion at all knows that fashion is almost like a mirroring, and even art, and I would argue that art and fashion are very closely tied, because you do have to be creative. Come on, Odie! To, create beautiful clothing and put them together. It's kind of like when you're painting, you need to know what colors will evoke happiness and joy, and basically you do need to have an eye, I think. So art and fashion, I would say, are very closely tied. And anyone that has studied the history of fashion, they also know that, woo! Oh my gosh, you scared me. Oh my gosh, you scared me, silly dog. Okay, let's go. That fashion is correlated to, for example, when, and you can look this up, but when you are wearing long things, it's generally a sign of hardship. And when women are wearing long dresses, seriously, this is just a thing. And when women are wearing really short skirts, for example, it shows kind of like looser times and easier times, and financially and otherwise. And if you look at the fashion that was happening in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, it was a harder time. It was, people were more put together. They stuck together. They helped one another. 40s was around wartime, and 50s was recovering from, Odin, come on. 50s was recovering from that time. And so people were respectful. And sorry if there's, Odin, sorry if there's lots of sun. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Okay, let's go. And so then if you look at the 20s leading into the 30s, short skirts, lots of promiscuous behavior. God, that was difficult. And lots of financial gain. Lots of people were financially feeling like they were able to make money. People came from rags to riches very quickly. And things were not as beautiful as in the counterpart years coming ahead afterwards. Like people that had even less money in, say, the 50s and the 40s, they had absolutely beautiful outfits, like the long skirts, beautifully fitted but respectful. It wasn't like in the 20s, everything was kind of loose and free. And then you bring it back to the 70s, and the 70s was just like one big demoralization moment in the history. And so if you look at what's happening with fashion, it is directly correlated with the times and what's about to happen or what is happening. And that's just, and you can look into that yourself, and you can get yourself a little bit more, I guess, acquainted with how fashion actually is not only an influence but a reflection of the times that you're in and the times that you're approaching. Odin, just don't want him to go to the propane guy, because he gets far ahead of me. Woo! You my boy. So yeah, so that's what I was thinking about. And the reason why I was thinking about that is our lovely Mr. Musk and our absolutely triumphant superhero Mr. Orange Man Now, have you noticed he's not really orange anymore? He's like a dull orange or a light brown with white hair. I think because he changed his hair, I think he's changing his tan color as well. I guess the mixture of colors is also changing. And they had a very interesting and shockingly disturbing for me press conference. So I will set the scene if you haven't seen it. Mr. Musk is in the Oval Office. The president, Mr. Trump, is also in the Oval Office. And Mr. Trump is sitting, I would say, in a position of less power. Like he's kind of slouched, leaning forward. He doesn't have a powerful posture. He's got more of a not powerful posture. Was the opposite of not powerful, like more not cowering, but anyways, go and look at it and you'll know what I mean. And Mr. Musk is standing up, so he comes across to me as if he is in the power position. He's in the authority position. He's in the position of listen to me. And this is how it was rolled out. So Trump is sitting there leaning forward, kind of slouched over, and Mr. Musk is, get this, in a ball cap, what appears to be like a Odin, what appears to be like a shirt, like a shirt, all right, like a shirt, like a regular shirt, I think. Don't quote me on that. And he's standing with his fingers sort of, together like this, like, he's like doing this. I can't obviously do it because I only have one hand. And he's got a damn freaking baseball cap on. Okay, a baseball cap in the Oval Office with the president sitting down and him standing in the sort of power play position. We're not finished yet. He's got his little ass son walking around. So not only is he spitting at the fact that he's in the supposed Oval Office, and let's just say that this means something to someone. It's like being in a bikini in a church. You understand? Kind of that kind of idea. Because the Oval Office, allegedly, if everything is still the same, is a place where it's the center of, it's the hub, the control command tower of the most powerful country in the world, allegedly. Now we have a punk, really, really wealthy punk, whom we have no idea, and there's so many things to show that his billions didn't come from his own hard work and trials and tribulations. First of all, he is backed by so many government funded grants and programs. He's been working alongside with all sorts of governments. He has not been transparent. A lot of people are having a hard time finding out how exactly did he get there. I hope you guys heard that. That was cool. But see, with having the speaker at this point, I might, you might not hear it. And that's why I'm kind of wondering, if anybody could tell me what they prefer. If they prefer, oh, we just saw something. If they prefer this mic or the iPhone mic, that'd be great. And he walks in, and he's now not only coming, I don't understand why he didn't, bring all of his, 16 children from 14 different wives. Why he was, his babysitter just called in? He had to bring his son into the central command station. Is this bring your kid to work? And oh, about work, he's actually not a government employee. He's not even a government employee. And not only is he basically just missing his flip-flops, babysitting his kid in the Oval Office, standing over the main captain of the ship. Wait, there's more. He's now trying to tell us that he's wanting to show that he's transparent. He's transparent and he's getting our trust. So the way he's going to get our trust is dressing up like a commoner. Yeah, this is no show. No, if you guys, if we don't wake up and go, what, okay, wait a minute, like, seriously, like, so if we were all wearing clown outfits, he'd come in there with his red nose and he'd have two more of his little ducklings around. I mean, come on. There is something being said here. And what I'm getting from it is, y'all are so dumb, you can't even know when I'm pissing on you. You know, there's a story of, I don't know, I never know how to say her name, Gazelle, something Maxwell. Her dad, who was a major mogul, he once had someone, and I can't remember the story exactly, but this is like, you know, this is kind of telling you the story without the story being completely accurate, but the main event is going to be accurate. Gazelles or Giselles, whatever her name is, Maxwell's father was a major tycoon, like a media tycoon as far as I understand it, and I might have that wrong, but he was like a multi-million billionaire. And he had someone, and this person recants the story, this person needed to go to the bathroom, and I guess the bathroom was just, you know, a little over there, but Mr. Maxwell said, no, come here, we're close to the edge. This was a penthouse area where the balcony, where you know how the penthouses, really wealthy people have you know, the balconies all the way around the building, and then their whole house is on top, and you know, it signifies a lot of things. But anyway, he goes, no, just come here to the edge, you're just at the edge. And the guy's like, what do you mean? And he's like, just come here. And he takes out his thing and he pisses over the edge, and the piss goes up, down on the people. And he's like, well, you can't do that. He's like, what are you talking about? You can piss on these people. You can piss on them, you can shit on them, you can do whatever you want to them. They don't notice. And that's what came to my mind when I saw that story, came to my mind when I saw Mr. Muskie, who is not employed by people, now telling us in front of the commander-in-chief, who's crumpled in his chair, and it's as if he's like, oh yeah, you go ahead, you talk to them. And he's telling us about trust and transparency, and how trust isn't built by just taking trust, it's got to be built. So basically what he's saying is, he's going to not show us, because he hasn't shown us anything. If he's transparent, then let us know how you made your money. What government agencies you got your money from. Why are you still censoring people on your platform? Why are you having tantrums like a child? And most of all, how is it that you have time to babysit one of your 14 children, or however many children you have, and bring them to work? Let's just say you do work for Mr. Trump. How is it that you still have time to tweet and have tantrums when people, small accounts, call you out? You're so transparent. You're so transparent that dressing like a commoner with a baseball cap, coming in as if you were going, you know, you forgot your popcorn and sandals. That's true. And then he's walking around, prancing his son around on his shoulders, because he's trying to show us how good of a dad he is. First of all, if you're a multi-billionaire genius, you don't have time You don't have time to be a daddy to all of your various women's children. You don't. And even though you say you do, how do you have time to tweet, to represent your president's, narrative, to babysit? You're just a genius. Oh yeah, that's what they sell as well. So I got so annoyed that unfortunately this was on my mind and I wanted to air it out. And I wanted you guys to take a look at it because we are being played. Now, I don't have the ins and outs on how, but I am telling you we are being played. For any president that was about even 20 years ago, if a president saw, like if you're going to be going into the Oval Office, at least pretend like you respect that this Oval Office still means something, because it looks to me like the Oval Office has expired. Because to go in dressed like you were dressed, there is no more rules, there's no more respect, there's no more honor in the fact that you are supposed to be representing, at the very least, representing the most powerful nation in the world. I think that exhibit, is basically like, what is that final curtain call, or I don't know what it's called. It's called something where, yeah, I'm getting really cold already, where you're basically closing the curtains on the show. It's like the last show, he is, and I'm not saying he's desecrated anything. It's just, there is no show of respect. It's basically what he was showing. There was no respect. There was no respect. And if we have no respect for one another, if we don't have respect for certain rules and guidelines, everything goes out the window and chaos ensues. And I don't know if that wasn't a signal that chaos is now at the front door knocking. Because, well, Mr. Elon, if it was summer, maybe he'd have his flip-flops on, Sorry. That got me so annoyed. I don't know why. Anyway, I just know there's more to what's being said there. And I really, really, really hope that we all start seeing that we're being spat on and we're being pissed on. And, that is a sign of war. And the war is quiet because it's a silent war. And those are the worst, because most people don't think that they need to do anything when something physically isn't happening to them. But the silent war sedates you. And then when you're sedated, they can take your organs. Anyways, that's it, y'all. My lovelies, I hope that you are experiencing warmer weather than me, because I have to go inside. I can't feel this right finger. Anyways, I hope I got everything. I'm sure I missed stuff because I was emotionally just like, anyway, have a wonderful day. Mwah.